Well, hello everybody. How are you doing today? I hope that you are doing very well. I tell you, I'm doing well too, and I'm glad to be with you. I really am. Glad to have you with me once again. I certainly want to take this opportunity right now to say thank you very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this episode of TJ's Topics. And if you're a first time viewer of my channel, then TJ is yours truly. And I'm certainly glad to be with you. I tell you what, I consider it a joy, an honor, and a privilege to be able to come into your presence on any given occasion. Now, today I would like to discuss something what I consider to be very important with you, very serious. And of course, you know that we are now in the second term of Donald Trump. We have completed 2 weeks, at least around about 2 weeks or so of his presidency. You know, the second time around, like Shalimar said a long time ago, that group, the second time around. And they said it's gonna be better than the first time, but nah, they were singing about love and relationships, but we're talking about an administration. Ah, do you think that the second time around is gonna be better than the first time? That's what I would like to ask you today. And as we get into today's topic, which is Donald Trump was not chosen by God. Let me say that one more time because we have a number of people out here who seem to think that he was, but I'm here to tell you that he was not. Donald Trump was not chosen by God. He was chosen instead by the people of this country. People who I thought had a little bit more discernment and intelligence about themselves, but apparently not. I mean, first of all, this goes to show you how the standards of this nation have been lowered severely. I mean, never in my lifetime would I have imagined that we would elect a convicted felon into the White House. You know, if he was there once before and did all these crimes and committed all these heinous acts, that he would be given another opportunity to serve as president. I never thought that I would live to see anything like that. And I'm sure most of you didn't either. And now, you know as well as I do that any other person who went out there and did some of the things that he's done would have been locked up for life. For example, January 6th. Now, we saw the crowd enter the Capitol, and they did everything they possibly could to destroy that place. And if they couldn't have gotten close enough to Mike Pence, they would have got him. I mean, he wouldn't be alive today if they could have got close enough to him. He was only like 40 feet away from where they were at the time. They wanted to do something to Nancy Pelosi and so many others. I mean, it was ridiculous. Now, here we are in the second term of Trump. And it seems like this country is going backwards. Okay, rolling back a number of civil rights freedoms that we've gained, and DEI and all that. And, you know, basically, now that's his definition of making America great again. Look, trying to take us back to the 1950s and 60s. America might have been great for a certain demographic during that time, but it wasn't great for everybody. And people who came to this country in those years and in the years following, they didn't have the best of time, but they came because they were seeking a better life. And now you want to send those people away. Now, mind you, they're working hard each and every day, performing tasks and doing jobs that most natural born citizens would never even dream of doing. And they want to send them away. I tell you, that is just so unfair. And let me ask y'all this. Why is it that this Trump administration seems to be so obsessed with what women do with their own bodies? I mean, why would they be worried about if a woman is going to have an abortion or something? Look, my thing is this. If these men are so concerned about these women having abortions, well, number one, they ought to perhaps stop doing what it takes to get these women pregnant. At the very least, use protection or something. And if they're not going to offer her any other resources or anything to help her, even if she decides to carry the pregnancy to term, they need to get somewhere and sit down. I mean, because, a lot of these women's lives are put on the line trying to have these babies. And then you got women out here who have been raped. And we got the fellas in Congress who think they should have their rapist child, which will thereby connect them to their rapist for the rest of their lives. Now, what kind of sense does that make? I'm telling you, that would be so unfortunate to put these women through that. And, they didn't want to see a female in the White House to begin with. That's the reason why they re-elected Trump. But now look here, the price of eggs are going up. Next thing will be the price of meat, vegetables, fruit, bread, milk, and you name it. I mean, the list goes on and on. And everything that is imported from other countries is going to go up because, see, the tariffs won't affect the other countries. They will affect this country. And the companies from whom they buy these goods, they're not going to pay the cost of these tariffs. They are going to pass the cost on to us, the consumers. We will be the one footing the bill for these Trump tariffs. People don't understand that. And I wonder, does Trump even understand that? So, but he did say that he couldn't make the cost of groceries go down. He couldn't lower the cost of anything. So what can you expect? And he's all about the billionaires. He doesn't care anything about working people. If you make, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year, you don't even matter. Only if you make millions of dollars and billions of dollars a year, like Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk and all those people, then you matter. So if you don't have that kind of money, don't think for 1 minute that Trump is finna look out for you, because you're just like a turd floating in the toilet. You're nothing more than a piece of dog poop in the backyard. If you're not a billionaire. If you're on a fixed income, you get Social Security and you're on Medicare and stuff like that, Trump is not in your favor. He's not thinking about you. No, he's all about the rich. And that they are the ones who are going to benefit from the tax cuts that he's going to get ready and give again. More tax cuts, putting this country deeper in debt. How will we ever get out of debt in the United States? And the rich are not even paying their fair share of taxes, but they want to penalize all of the lower class people. I don't see any fairness in that, and there's no right in it either. And yet they claim to be the party representing God and Jesus and all that. But you know what? Jesus would be more for those who didn't have as much than he would those who had a lot. Because sometimes people allow their wealth to go to their head. But he looked out for those who didn't have that much and brought them up. And see, the Bible says, let the strong bear the infirmities of the weak. The strong in this case would be the rich people, the millionaires and billionaires. And the weak would be those who make just average salaries like you and me. They ought to help build us up. But instead, the rich are trying to tear down those of us who work hard for our little change every day. Now, what kind of sense does that make? So, I'm here to tell you, Donald Trump was not chosen by God. And if God had anything to do with any election whatsoever, I promise you he wouldn't have put anybody like Trump in the White House or anybody else's house for that matter. So you tell me what you think. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Or did you vote for Kamala Harris? Or did you vote for anybody else? Or perhaps you didn't vote at all? Let me know in the comment section. And please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with whoever you wish. And I certainly do appreciate you. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of TJ's Topics. A very special episode, I might add. And I look forward to seeing you again, okay? I'll talk to you later. This is Taryn Jerome Harris, reminding you that every round goes higher and higher. Have a good day. Bye-bye.